Doo-doo-dee. It's Nandi!
Hello friends. Apologies for my hiatus, but I'm back today to bring you the first patch of 2026. I never go over all of the patch notes in these videos, but just highlight the important stuff with some thoughts and analysis. Two quick things. Thanks as always to my Patreon and YouTube members for their support, and as a small start of year bonus, here is a code to help you on your way. To begin, here is a broad overview of what you can expect over the coming month. Mentioned last month, but this patch lets us play with a new faction, the Leagues of Votann. Both of the new characters this patch are for the Votann. Vynn, Brockhair Ironmaster, comes to the game via 2-week hero release event, and Uthar the Destined is the legendary release event character this patch. On top of that, there is a survival event where you get to play with the new Votann characters. The new machine of war this patch is the Stormspeeder for the Dark Angels faction. There is a lot of relic stuff this patch. There are 4 relics being released, and relic accessibility also improves. Some relics are now available in campaign events, and the rotational relics in the Rogue Trader store are also being updated. The Battlepass character this patch is for Mataneo from the Blood Angels. There have been some updates to the Arena League brackets which should translate to improved player rewards overall, as well as some balance improvements for Revas. Beyond that, there is the usual slew of home screen events, Blessed Requisition events, Tournament Arena, and quests. In terms of notable absences, this patch does not have any character reworks nor a new campaign event. Based on previous tempo, I suspect we'll see one or both next patch. Let's start with the new characters this patch, Vynn and Uthar, both of the Votann faction. Vynn unlocks via hero release event on February 15th, and Uthar unlocks via legendary release event on March 8th. If you're here for the 15-second summaries, Vynn is a mechanic with a ranged stun attack through his active and a passive that lets him create an army of repair bots. He is likely to be a horde mode focused character, where between him and his summons he can sustain a large group of mechanical units. Uthar is a commander type character. His main value is around his passive, which provides a 2-hex aura that gives allies either additional armor or pierce ratio. His active gives him bonus crit and block chance, and lets him make a melee attack as part of that activation. He's probably a jack of all trades with a slight lean towards PvP modes. I'll go over Uthar's LRE properly in a dedicated video, but in case this is the only video of mine you watch this patch, then here is the quick summary of enemies and restrictions. The new survival this patch starts on February 8th and is a slightly odd one in that it combines a lot of stuff you wouldn't normally expect. The protagonist for this survival is Vynn of the Votann faction. I kind of like events like this where you can play with a character before deciding to invest heavily in it. Like we had for the Custodes survival last year, you can also pick up a power-up that lets you deploy Uthar in battle, which lets you go above the typical 5-unit limit for deployment. The Votann are a Xenos faction, and this survival event asks you to field Imperial allies alongside them. For this survival, you can choose allies from the Ultramarines, Adeptus Sororitas, Adeptus Mechanicus, Astra Militarum, and Adeptus Custodes. You'll be able to use a machine of war for the first time. For this event, your options are Galatian, Malleus, or the Exorcist. We fight the Orcs, and the survival rewards are Tangita shards. The Dark Angels get their machine of war this patch, and it is in the form of the Stormspeeder. The primary ability provides a reasonably large percentage damage bonus to the next Dark Angel's attack, and the secondary ability boosts Pierce and provides a little bit of extra damage. If I have my act together, I should have a showcase for the machine ready to check out by later in the week. There are 4 new relics this patch. We'll start with the new characters. Vynn's relic, Volumm's Master Artifice, heals Vynn after he or his ecogs have done a certain number of repairs. It also recharges his active ability. It is decent, and the extra active is nice in the context of the Votann faction trait, but truthfully, this unique relic doesn't get me as excited as some of the other uniques we've had recently. Uthar's relic is Blade of the Ancestors, and it is a little better. It works a bit like the Adeptus Sororitas faction trait by giving Uthar bonus crit chance and damage every time a friendly character dies or kills an enemy unit. Given that Uthar seems to be best in PvP modes, it is a well-suited relic, but again not one I put into the top tier of unique relics. Forecast also gets a new relic, the Monster Slayer of Caliban. It is a weapon with a 40% crit chance and gives Forecast bonus damage versus big targets and vehicles, as well as providing extra block chance. To be honest, I think this relic is awesome, and I generally love relics that work well in raids, a game mode that I've always highly rated due to the return on investment for your roster. Sadly, Forecast is a little off the pace in terms of making it into the current meta. Still, I go over his relic and show some replays in my Stormspeeder video to give you some comparisons and an idea of usefulness. As an aside, I love the icon here, which shows the sword swatting at a squig as if they are the worst threats the Dark Angels could face. The final relic is for Dreer, the Sabre of Sacrifice. When Dreer or Death Riders adjacent to Dreer are charging, their attacks suppress their targets. After charging, they also gain bonus armor for each friendly unit that has been defeated in battle. The wording here didn't make it super clear to me. I wondered if the Death Rider check was when they started or when they ended their charge. So I recorded this short gameplay clip. On the initial charge, Dreer suppresses Snotflogger, and the summoned Death Riders suppress no one. On the subsequent turn, the riders that suppress are the ones that ended their charge next to Dreer, and you can see Farsight unaffected for this reason. I think this could be a really strong relic, especially for Dreer. If Dreer gets tons of armor to add to his existing self-heal, he can become a really resilient character. His low armor was his biggest weakness before. I've updated my infographic slide following the addition of these 4 relics so you can see how many relics we have so far. I'll let you digest for a second. Continuing with relics, Snowprint are allowing some relics to be obtainable via campaign event, either on Extremist Battle 30 or 25B. I've summarized the relics on offer and where they can be found here on this slide. You can see the shared relics are on 25B and the uniques are on Mission 30. The relics are one-time gold rewards, so you won't be able to farm multiple shared relics in this method. If you've already beaten the mission where the relics are awarded, you get a message to your inbox with the relic inside. There's more on relics. The Rogue Trader rotating relics have been updated. The Burst Cannon cycles out and is replaced by the Norn Crown. That means you will have a guaranteed shot at a relic every day in the Rogue Trader apart from Thursday, when you get Mythic Salvage at a slightly better rate. If you already own the specified relic, you are instead offered Mythic Salvage. Since we're talking about relics, it would be a good segue to quickly mention that Rayvas's active nerf has been reverted to the values from before. The damage from her normal attacks is still the same. With the addition of Ranged Specialist, her ranged Overwatch is now stronger than before, but melee Overwatch still remains a tiny bit weaker due to the nerf to her base damage. The Battle Pass this patch is back to being a normal Battle Pass, and this time it's for Matineo of the Blood Angels faction. Nothing too exciting here, but they can't all be winners and it's still decent value if you don't own the character. There is the usual slew of other stuff. We have 2 character quests this patch. Balder fights alongside Imperial Space Marine allies on February 18th against the Thousand Suns. Then, on March 11th, Dreer and the Astra Militarum fight alongside the Ultramarines, Adeptus Sororitas, and Black Templars against the Tau. There are 2 tournament arenas this patch. Both are at legendary difficulty, and the second is Faction Wars. I quite enjoyed the last Faction Wars since the Tau were so good, but things have changed a little this time. On-Shi has been replaced by Darkstrider to reduce the power level of the faction. There are 7 different Blessed Requisition banners this patch, each one giving you an opportunity to earn different characters. The one I like the most is on the first page, the one for the Machines of War, because I think those shards, mythic and normal, are really hard to get. The remaining banners are here on screen alongside the dates that their events run in case any interest you. There are 4 home screen events this patch. For the Emperor starts on February 2nd. You defeat Chaos and Xenos with Imperial units to earn event points. You earn Imperial badges, orbs, and can get the Power Fist shared relic. For the Dark Gods also starts on February 2nd. The concept is the same, but things are switched for Chaos. Doing well in this event earns you Leviscus shards. Against the Tide is a recurring home screen event which gives you points for each enemy wave you defeat. The rewards this time are gold and currency for the survival event this patch. There is a new Flying Boost home screen event that starts on February 19th. Flying characters in Arena have bonus stats, and you gain points by defeating other units with your flyers. The rewards for this event are badges and lots of them. The shops have also seen an update to their character offerings on a rotational basis. For the Warshop, Jude has been replaced by Dreer in the featured slot. Rockbone and Titus's feature on Friday and Saturday has been replaced by Jude. For the Raid shop, Isabella and Roswitha have been removed and replaced by Isaac, Holland, Matineo, and Lucian. There are some other things and bug fixes in the notes, and I would encourage you to check out the full patch notes. The main thing that I'm excited about is the new raid maps, although there have been issues rolling out the previous new raid maps, so hopefully this patch is different. This was as quick of a summary of the important stuff as I could manage, and the video has gone on for long enough. That's all I've got. Thanks as always to my Patreon and YouTube members for their support, and bye for now.